Hello, welcome to another edition of Capper Comparison Picks. I am Ranj, and today I'll be giving you the Capper Comparison Picks for UFC Vegas 61, some select main card fights. Please check out the video I did earlier this week.
Too close.
I'm moving it back. Check out the video I did where I did some select prelim fights. And I also, on Sunday, I did an interview with the biggest underdog on the card, my friend Don Shamus. Be sure to check that out as well. But without further ado, let's get this going and start the Capper Comparison Picks for UFC Vegas 61 select main card fights. Starting this card up, look at this. I gotta cut that off. I gotta change the blinds here. I have the, starting off, I have the lightweight fight between Beast Boy Mike Davis. I don't know who had the name first, him or Chris Barnett, but bugs me when more than one fighter have the same name. Beast Boy Mike Davis taking on Viacheslav Borschev. Viacheslav Borschev. Okay, Mike Davis comes in as the favorite here at minus 181. He's got a professional record of 9 wins, 2 losses. Taking on Viacheslav Borschev, the underdog, plus 156 with a record of 6-2. All right, we're going to start talking about the favorite first in Mike Davis. He is 29 years old, 1 year less than Borschev at 30. Okay, Mike Davis trains out of Fusion XL. He has been not the most active fighter. I don't think he's fought in like maybe, I want to say roughly 2 years or something like that, I heard. His last fights, though, his last fight was great. It was a unanimous decision win against Mason Jones. Before that, he beat Thomas Gifford with a right cross in round 3. Before that, he took a loss to Gilbert Burns. That was his UFC debut for Mike Davis, where he got rear naked choked in round 2. But that's no shame in that. Before that, he was in Island Fights, where he beat Carlos Guerra by Kumara in round 1, and he beat Elvin Leon Brito by strikes in round 3, also in Island Fights. That is a Florida regional scene, if I'm correct. Mike Davis does have a 1-inch height and 3.5-inch reach advantage over Viacheslav. Let's talk about his opponent. Viacheslav Viacheslav Borschev. He is a kickboxing striking coach over at Team Alpha Male. I think they cut the male off so there can be politically correct. Now it's just Team Alpha, I think, or the Alpha team maybe. But anyway, Viacheslav is the striking coach over there. He's also a lawyer, a master of sport, hand-to-hand combat, and he, prior to moving to the United States, when he was in Russia, he did train government officials on self-defense and combat. Interesting enough. For Borschev. Okay, Borschev is coming off a loss to Mark Diakase. Mark Diakase managed to take him down 11 times in that fight. Yes, the Mark Diakase from Britain. The London Mark Diakase. Yeah. But I guess Mark Diakase, he does have some wrestling chops. So, but 11 times he got taken down, Borschev did in that fight. Before that, he had his UFC debut where he took out Dakota Bush with a liver shot, round 1. Aye, good one. And prior to that, he was in the Contender Series where he beat Chris Duncan, left hook, round 2. And before the Contender Series, he was in Titan FC where he beat Kedley St. Louis, TKO, round 2, and Corey Delaney, ground and pound, round 1. So this is going to be an interesting fight. That's why I got on this board. Borschev, the I would say the better striker. He's a striking coach. He does have plenty of knockouts on his resume, but he's got terrible takedown defense. Here's the thing with Mike Davis. Mike Davis, comparable striking. I wouldn't rank it as high as Borschev, but Mike Davis, very well-rounded. He can mix up some wrestling. He does know how to get takedowns. He's got them in many past fights. The problem is keeping the guy down. If I say anything about Borschev, he does have some get-up game. He'll get taken down, but he'll pop back up. Sometimes he struggles doing it, but Mike Davis in his recent fights where he has succeeded with takedowns, he has problems keeping the guys down there. So this is going to be an interesting fight. If it stays on the feet, it's got to be Borschev. Slightly better, I would say. I don't know about complete levels better, but he's elite striker. But Mike Davis, I think he can hold his own on the feet. And if it comes to the ground, he's definitely got the upper hand there, because Borschev has, aside from getting back up, he has no answer. He can't defend a takedown, and if he does get taken down, aside from getting up, he can't do anything offensively. So Mike Davis, if he can manage to do some ground control, I see a path to victory on both these guys. Let's see what the cappers have to say. Okay? First taking the favorite in Mike Davis, we've got the MMA guru. Yes, the one from the UK with the knit cap, Beanie Guru. Yes, that's right. Also from the UK, we've got my friend Leighton from UFC Gambling Addicts. Props going out to Lay, my bud. What's up, homies? Then we've got Dog or Pass podcast with Paul Shaughnessy and CJ Cody Saftik. Both of those guys taking Mike Davis to get the win here over Slavoclaus. We've got the Fight Night Pick brothers, the Allen brothers, Craig and Matt, both on the side of Davis. And finally, we've got We Want Picks, Angelo. Not both of them, Angelo. So obviously, Jacob, his co-host, We Want Picks, correct. Jacob is on the side of Borschev. He's not alone though. Yes, I am using 6 cappers on this show because I watched 6 of them in getting ready, and I had room on the board, so why not? Also, the Stat Diggers. Yes, that's Uncle Weezy and DFS by the numbers Brady. Stat Diggers, both taking Borschev. They believe he will be taken down, but he does have good enough get-up game to get it back on the feet where he will be the better striker and dominate when it comes to the striking. But, man, I don't know. I think I agree with that statement that he is the better striker, but I think Davis, being the more well-rounded guy, will have the advantage, because this is not a kickboxing fight. This is not boxing. This is mixed martial arts, and the takedowns will come for Davis. All he's got to be concerned about is keeping it down, or maybe working a little bit of offensive wrestling while it's on the ground, maybe some ground and pound. Either way, I think he's going to have enough coverage, like wrestling coverage, to get a decision victory over Borschev. Borschev does gas out too, so I think the longer the fight goes on, the better it is for Davis. So Davis should get the decision here over Borschev. I've seen Borschev gas out pretty hard too. In that fight against Mark Diakasey, and no, just Mark Diakasey. In that fight against Mark Diakasey, Borschev was gassed in rounds the later half of that fight. Moving on. Next, we have the bantamweight fight between Raoni Barcelos and Trevin 5-Star Jones. Okay, Raoni Barcelos comes in here as the favorite at with a record of 16-2. He is a minus 235 favorite, training out of Atos Jiu-Jitsu and Refit Pro Fighters in Brazil. He's coming off 2 losses, which the most recent one, not the best loss to have. He lost to Victor Henry by unanimous decision. Prior to that, he lost a majority decision to Timur Valiev, but in my opinion, he should have won that fight because he did almost finish Timur Valiev in round 1, was it? Or round 2, maybe. I forget which round, but I remember he was close to, he knocked him down like twice, and I think he was close to finishing Timur Valiev. Prior to that, though, he does have 3 back-to-back wins. He beat Khalid Taha, unanimous decision. A great unanimous decision victory over Said Nurmagomedov. That's where he showed his
Can I have my pink back now?
wrestling. Right there's pink.
No.
What? Here. And before his Nurmagomedov, he beat Carlos Hachin ground and pound in round 2. He's taken on Trevin Jones. Trevin Jones, slightly younger. He's 32. Barcelos 35. Bantamweight too. A 35-year-old bantamweight. That's when you're crossing that line, man. You're starting to take a couple steps toward the downward skid. The other direction, right around the mid 30s, you're on the decline. Hate to say it, but Trevin Jones, 32, with a 3-inch reach advantage. Both these guys are the same height. Trevin Jones used to train out of Vita BJJ in Guam, but now he is training out of Tiger Muay Thai. However, he also on Instagram, I don't know if this is more recently, he's been somewhere in Vegas training with people such as Drew Palamo and Robert Drysdale, for whatever that's worth. Trevin Jones coming off a loss to Javid Basharat, who undefeated still, hot prospect coming into this, the Basharat brothers, Javid and Farad or something. So he lost that by unanimous decision. Before that, he lost. He got guillotine choked by Said Yokub Kakramanov. That was in round 3. Before that, though, he has a great ground and pound win over Mario Bautista. That was round 2, and common opponent Timur Valiev. He beat Timur Valiev. Ground and pound round 2, it was overturned to a no contest because he tested positive for marijuana. Marijuana.
What's that?
That is pot. That is weed. That is joints. That's bud. Whatever you want to call it. It's marijuana. Which is that no contest should be back to a win because marijuana now, legality and all that. And that was his UFC debut too against Timur Valiev. So people saw him coming in. I'm like, wow, look at this guy. Before that, he was a champ over in Deep Impact, and that was a regional scene in Japan where he beat Takafumi Otsuka by a rear naked choke in round 2. Trevin Jones, because he based out of Guam, fought that regional scene over there on that side of the world and did pretty well over there. So this, again, an interesting fight. I have arguments for both these fighters, but let's see what the cappers have to say, and I will make my decision after. Okay, taking Raoni Barcelos. We've got both the Fight Night Pick brothers, Matt and Craig. Okay, we've got the Stat Diggers, both DFS and Uncle Weezy on the side of Raoni Barcelos. We've got Leighton from UFC, Gambling Addicts. We've got the MMA Guru, Beanie Guru. He's saying by decision for Barcelos. We've got Dog or Pass podcast. Only Cody though. Paul Shaughnessy is taking a stab at Trevin Jones. Dog or Pass. Paul on the side of Trevin Jones. And finally, we've got We Want Picks. Jacob always likes taking the underdogs. Not all the time, but in this case, he is going to also take a pop at Jones at +2. Plus money! Plus 200. I like that. But Angelo over here joining the majority of the cappers, taking Barcelos. I'm still personally kind of on the fence, but when in doubt, go with the majority. And I'm going to go with Raoni Barcelos here to get it done. I think, once again, I think it's going to go to decision. I mean, don't get me wrong, I do like Trevin Jones, but I just don't think he's at the caliber. Barcelos just better overall. Striking, BJJ, ground game. He is, I know he's a tad bit older and he's lost a step, but I think he still has enough in his engine to get it done over Trevin Jones. Finally, we got the main event. MacKenzie Dern, potentially the best body in female MMA. I think you know, she's a very attractive fighter. Taking on Xiaonan Yan or Yan Xiaonan. I'm not sure which way it goes, but Yan, also her nickname is 9. Yes, the number 9. Not no from not the German way to say no, but the number 9. 9. How racist is that off Hitler on a scale of 1 to 10? 9.
I don't know.
9. Anyway, MacKenzie Dern comes in as a favorite here. -232. She is 12-2 as a professional. Yan Xiaonan is a +197. These lines are from Bet Online earlier today. I got them. And Xiaonan is 15-3 losses. Very interesting fight here. Dern potentially has the best BJJ in all the UFC, but horrible wrestling. It's like she's like 9% takedown accuracy. She's horrible at getting takedowns, but once it gets to the ground though, she's fantastic. She's like top tier, a whole nother level higher than everybody else. But Yan will be the better striker here. She can mix it up. Yan does have some takedowns in her resume, but that fight. Well, let's talk about MacKenzie Dern first, and then we'll get into Yan. MacKenzie Dern is coming off a win over Tisha Torres, where I had Tisha Torres, and I think she did enough to win that fight, but Dern got the split decision there. Before that, she lost to Marina Rodriguez. Thank goodness, because I had a lot riding on Marina Rodriguez that fight. That was also that was 5 rounds. That was a main event, and I had Rodriguez as my as one of my parlay pillars, and she came through. But I was sweating, especially that like round 2, I think, or round 3. One of those rounds. Was that a 5-round fight? I don't know, but I know one of those rounds, Dern was very close to submitting her. If she had another 10 seconds, it would have been all done. But saved by the bell, Marina Rodriguez came out victorious, winning a unanimous decision. Before that, MacKenzie Dern has 3 back-to-back-to-back wins. She beat Nina Nunes, armbar round 1. Verna Jandarova, who also phenomenal BJJ, beat her by unanimous decision. And she beat Randa Marcos by armbar round 1 as well. MacKenzie Dern, according to Instagram, she's been training with Jason Prillo over at Prillo Boxing, getting her striking, working on that. That's good. Like to see that. She's been spotted at the RVCA facility. Who she on Instagram? She was in photos with like Marlon Vera. I don't know if she's training with him or nothing, but like that. But then also I heard she's been at Rufus Sport, and this was from the Fight Night Pick Brothers saying she's been training with Sabina Mazzo on the striking, and Tabitha Ricci, Baby Shark, who is also on this card, on on her jiu-jitsu, which she doesn't really need to work her jiu-jitsu. Hopefully he's working her grappling and wrestling. Maybe little takedowns on that. Xiaonan Yan Xiaonan, 9. She's coming off a loss to Marina Rodriguez, a split decision, very close fight. I think it really could have went either way. I did pick Marina Rodriguez, and I'm glad she won that. But it really could have went Yan Xiaonan's way as well. Before that, she lost to Carla Esparza, and this is what I wanted to mention earlier. Carla Esparza took her down and dominated her on the ground. When it comes to ground game, Yan Xiaonan really doesn't have it together yet. I don't know. She is training out of Alpha Male, who is that facility is predominantly wrestling heavy facility. I mean, they do have Slava claws and striking. They have a female wrestling coach over there too. She was supposed to fight Aspen Ladd, but Aspen Ladd pulled out because she missed weight. Sarah, what was her name? Sarah McMahon? I think it's, yeah, McMahon. Was it Sarah? Anyway, Alpha Male does have a good wrestling program over at that facility, so maybe Yan Xiaonan has been working a little bit of ground game, takedown defense. I don't know, but MacKenzie Dern is one of those types that if it gets to the ground anyway, she doesn't have to take you down. If you go for a takedown and it gets to the ground, MacKenzie Dern can slip in a submission, armbar, choke, slip it, heel hook, whatever, calf slicer, crucifix, whatever. And that's what Carla Esparza did. Got her in a crucifix to ground and pound, round 2. Before that, though, she was on a little tear, Xiaonan Yan. She beat Claudia Gadelia, unanimous decision. She beat Karolina Kalakewicz, unanimous decision. And she beat Angela Hill, unanimous decision. She was, before her last 2 losses, and like I said, the Marina Rodriguez, that split decision was close. But before that, she went on a 6-fight decision victory, 6 fights in a row decision victory spree before, the Carla Esparza fight. So that's saying something for Xiaonan Yan. That's good. She does have 1-inch height here. They're both at the same reach. Oh, this is going to be another interesting fight because we got Xiaonan, who's going to be... But Dern is working with Jason Prillo, working on that striking, so she's getting better. But right as it is right now, Yan, the better striker. Dern, levels higher, better jiu-jitsu practitioner. So the way I look at it, Yan, comparatively, is better than Dern on the feet, but Dern is better at jiu-jitsu than Yan by far more than Yan is better at striking. You know what I'm saying? Dern, and plus Dern has been working with Jason Prillo, so interesting. Let's see what the cappers have to say here. Starting with the decent favorite, minus 232. Yeah, I don't like that. We've got Angelo and Jacob. Finally, they get an agreement. Both of them from We Want Picks taking Dern here. Then we've got both dog or pass. Cody Safdie and Paul Shaughnessy both saying by submission. Well, that's obvious, kind of. Guru also saying by submission, and he said round 2 is early enough for that. That's when, if it gets to the ground, Dern, all about it, all about it. We got the stat diggers. Also, within distance, they're seeing a finish here. They're saying the under 2.5. This is a 5-round fight too, and it's set at 2.5. So even the bookies think there's going to be it's not going to. If it goes all 5 rounds, shit, phenomenal. I bet you it's plus money. Plus, if it's over 2.5, is minus 125. I can't imagine what over 4.5 would be. But anyway, stat diggers both saying inside the distance for Dern. Then we've got Matt from Fight Night Picks. The younger brother, Matt Allen, on the side of Dern. However, Craig Allen, Fight Night Picks. Craig on the side of Xiaonan. And to cap it all off, also taking Jan is Leighton from UFC Gambling Addicts. So there you have it. The majority taking the favorite in Dern, mostly by submission. And I want to take Yan Xiaonan because of the plus money. And I still might hedge out. I still might if the rest of the card goes my way, I might hedge Yan. But Tapology, my pick is going to be Dern. And I think she is going to find, I don't know how it's going to get to the ground, but she'll find her way down there, and she will find that submission. I think I had, last night, I made a bet on Dern by TKO, DQ, sub, minus 110, which is it's a lot better than minus 232. Because if it does go a decision, I would have to probably give it to Jan. She's going to be the better striker. So, interesting. So, to recap. Time check. Time check. Nora's got the mask on because she tested positive for COVID, what, on Tuesday? Monday, Tuesday, something. Tuesday she tested positive for COVID, so she's been being safe. Daddy is not scared. But as soon as Mom gets home, I'll throw my mask on too, because I don't want to get yelled at. But anyway, to recap, I've got Mike Davis beating Slavaklaus Viacheslav Borschev by decision, using that wrestling that Borschev, he's also out of alpha male. You think they'd work on that. But Davis is more well-rounded. He's going to get the takedowns. He's going to win a decision by control time and takedowns, and get the decision victory over Borschev. Then I have Raoni Barcelos winning a decision over Trevin Jones. Trevin Jones, I do like him, and I like that plus 200, but I just don't see it happening. I think Barcelos, I think he should have beat Timur Valiev, and Victor Henry, that was just I'm going to chalk it up to an off night. Barcelos is just the better fighter. He is overall. I know he's lost a step being 35 years old, but Trevin Jones is sneaking right behind him at 32. So I think Barcelos just a little bit better everywhere that fight goes. And finally, I'm going to take MacKenzie Dern. I often like to fade her. I don't like her fake Brazilian accent because it's fake. I like the authenticity. Just talk like you would to anybody, right? But MacKenzie Dern, she'll get the submission. It will find its way to the ground somehow. If for some reason Jan can manage to go in with a smart game plan and avoid hitting the ground with her and just pop shots and keep distance, she could win a decision. And that's why I'm still kind of on the fence, but my Tapology pick is going to be Dern by sub, and my parlay that I'm making right now after I'm done with this recording is going to be Dern, Barcelos, and Davis. They're all favorites, but the three of them together should be plus money. Not great plus money, but still plus money nonetheless. So there you have it. Gather the info. Oh, look at Nora's proud new pets. She got Rainbow Puppy and Rainbow Bunny. She just likes rainbows. It's not a pride thing. Just to make that clear, right, Nora? Exactly. You don't even know what pride is. So anyway, to gather the info, place your bets, and cash those tickets. I appreciate you watching. Give me that thumbs up. Be sure to hit like, leave comments on who you think is going to win these fights. Stay tuned tomorrow night when I do the Friday night live stream. I haven't talked to Dave yet. I'm not sure who's going to be in on it with me, but I will be doing it tomorrow around 8:30 Eastern time, where I cover every single fight on this card and give you my picks for all those fights after I watch the weigh-ins and face-offs. So there you have it. Good luck on your bets. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow.
Bye.